Alrighty. Alright, I said I had the desktop audio muted. Alrighty. So, I hope this layout is fairly pleasant to the eyes. Spent a little while putting it together because there's not a lot of graphics that aren't just static screenshots to work with. Most of which are from the latest two games. I believe is Overseer and Tesla Effect, which are also the only ones that are available to pick from. What am I currently streaming now on Twitch? Um, I'm gonna take a moment and wipe chat in the upper right. Moment. Alrighty. Salutations. This is Drick, and I am going to be streaming some Tex Murphy Mean Streets tonight. It's a very long series with a quite a history, apparently. It's one of the few games that was around at the dawn as well as the dusk of FMV technology. It's a cyberpunk detective thriller. It's got a bit of tongue-in-cheek humor. Um, I only read as much. I've only read a bit of the manual. What I've read so far, I've liked. Um, Among the things that I found is that the manual itself is very cyberpunk, complete with. Since this game came out in 1989. If you know anything about home computers in that era, they were prohibitively expensive to all but the middle and upper class. Um, as such, if you managed to get your hands on a computer that was discounted, like a 386 processor of some sort that would run DOS, usually components would be too expensive to upgrade, such as a proper sound card. A lot of computers either came with a sound card built on board, or it was like a $1,200 upgrade. And in true cyberpunk fashion, this game actually includes in the manual how to jury rig a boombox and bypass the need for this $1,200 upgrade and still get incredibly high quality sound. I figured I would show this off just to kind of set the mood of um, like just the tone that this is a cyberpunk setting and this is what cyberpunk was predicted to be in the 80s. Here, we had to actually get special. Would have these little zines, and they would have all sorts of. Oh, fair enough. Have a good one, Idwin. But it would include instructions on things such as converting an RCA plug and messing with the wiring to create audio cables that would hook up to a stereo or boombox. And like this is a type of jury rigging that was very old school and is seen as very quaint today, but at the time this was the real counterculture punk type of thing to do. So I thought I would just show this off. The manual has a lot of other information. It has a bunch of different tips. It has flying in the game, and that's kind of an interesting mechanic. It goes into something that you would only understand or get out of the manual. The game has no context for bounty hunting, which is an optional way of getting more money in the game. Because something that sets this adventure series apart is you can sell all of your items. Um, you can put the game into a losing state by going to a pawn shop and selling all of the adventure game items you find. And you can use money to bribe characters to get extra information out of them. Um, like this is just the gist that I got out of the manual here. Bounty hunting is one of the possible paths. Generally, one of the other things this mentions is you need to write everything down, which is why I am taking a moment and opening up Notepad. We go up first there. Background. Right there. Alrighty. Go ahead and we'll go through a bit more. There are a few things that I still need to go over. Searching a room. This is a game from the text parser era, meaning you had to type in the commands of what you wanted to do, such as look at lamp or look at desk, get key, and such. They also have a handful of topics that you're going to want to discuss. Also, the game also does mention in the game, as a little bit of copy protection, you are given 5 leads, and you can only find them in the manual here, which is up here on Getting Started, where we have Carl Linsky, Sylvia Linsky, John Richards, Dolores Lightbody, and Steve Clements. And after each of their names is a little 4-digit code that you can put in and put your car into autopilot, and you'll fly automatically out to that particular location to talk to that person. A bit. We only have a little bit of context in the game. It comes in through a fax machine. But let's see. There's a little bit of the preamble, more or less the setup that we're going. A much more dramatized version of the setup that we get. This is what happened basically before the game starts, and then we get a fax to summarize what was in those. Anyway, I've been rambling enough about this manual. I'm gonna be checking on it every so often, but it won't be on camera. Just to get an idea of a few of the concepts and such. Alrighty. And without further ado, let's get this game rolling. We're going to be playing VGA MCGA. I'm kind of curious what in the world is Hercules, considering it's monocolor and it has the highest resolution. I'm going to have to look at that sometime, but these were some of the visual options at the time. VGA, Tandy, and CGA, but VGA. We are not playing it on Tandy. Tandy is dandy, but I'd rather not play it on Tandy. And this was pretty fancy, even for 1989. Alrighty. Yeah, we have some game options. We can adjust the level of how hard the fighting is. Gonna leave it on medium. Sound is fine. We don't have any saved games, but we're gonna be making a lot. Let's start. Here's our sick ass hover car, and here's our protagonist, Tex Murphy. Now, here's a little bit of the preamble talking about we're an investigator hired by Sylvia to investigate the death of her father, Dr. Karl Linsky, prominent professor at the University of San Francisco, had been working on a secret project. Sylvia had asked him about his work several times, but he refused to talk about it. Then, a few days ago, he jumped, or was pushed, from the Golden Gate Bridge. The police are sure it was a routine suicide, but Sylvia thinks it was murder. Our job is to solve the case, and have been given 10 grand up front by our client, and we have 5 leads, which are in the manual, as the game itself even mentions. I'm gonna type out a little bit. Linsky. White body. I apologize, I have a mechanical keyboard. It's a little loud. I am going to be taking notes because this game does not hold your hand in the slightest. And if you're playing this having no idea what you're getting into, odds are you're probably looking at this scratching your head. I thought I bought an adventure game, not a flight simulator. And you'd be right on both counts, except you did buy a flight simulator as well. Let's see. Alright, I recall now. But, you can fly around San Francisco. It's very old school, and I kind of dig this. Hill to either side. You can go to the place of the supposed suicide. There's the Golden Gate. Yeah. Oh, we got a fax. Here's the article on Linsky's death. This is Tex Murphy, and yeah, there's I don't. That's supposed to be the Golden Gate Bridge in the distance. This is currently a fax machine. Yeah, it's pink because the colors were limited. We only had 256 back in these days. I'm really glad that we managed to invent more colors as time went on. Ah. Man, that is some delicious swell. Pardon? Alrighty. So, Karl Linsky, let's just jot this down real quick. He jumped at about 11:20 p.m. time of jump push. There was a suicide note found at his home addressed to his daughter Sylvia. I'm trying to skim this over for information. And yes, if we didn't invent colors like chartreuse, we would be living in truly dark times still. Linsky had a fiancée, Dolores Lightbody. He'd been under a great deal of stress and had taken leave of absence. Funeral services at 24th. The All Saints Church. I don't know if that's going to be important, but if it's, if I know my detective games, usually anything with the timestamp is important. But yes, I'm just gonna. You might be thinking, well, this is a flight simulator. We need to be careful. What happens if we just crash? Well, I don't think the Golden Gate has collisions for some reason. can't crash into the ground because this is a hover vehicle, so it just automatically flattens itself out. See. Oh, jeez. I'm just flying around blindly at the moment for the sake of demonstrating wacky flying engine in the game. Actually kind of impressive for 1989. You can fly into buildings. There is absolutely no detriment to it other than just kind of bump into it and a little sound. But I'll demonstrate. You hear a crash sound. And then you're at a dead stop. Anyway. So, what we're supposed to do, this entire flying section, that like the ability to fly the car, is the thing that baffles me about the design decision behind that is, outside of bounty hunting, that flying stuff is 100% optional. All you need are these little navigation codes, such as, if you want to check out Sylvia Linsky. I believe she's a ways away, but yeah, she's a bit inland. What was it? Oh yes, I can just turn on the autopilot. I'll automatically take the most optimal route there. And this is generally how it's intended to go, but like the fact that they added this whole thing is... And they basically made a map of most of Southern California and a bit of Nevada out towards Vegas and such. Truly amazing. The fact that they put that much effort into this completely optional flying segment. Especially because I'm not sure what my car is doing. Oh, kind of cruising. Okay. I don't know why it twitches a little bit to the left and right, but it does. You can see the blue numbers in the upper left. That shows basically how much distance is left. The little four arrows at the towards the right above our Texas left knee. That generally shows velocity. It's heading to going forward and backwards for left and right, and verticality up and down. And it looks like we have arrived. They're landing. Oh god, that flashing. Okay. I believe this is Sylvia Linsky. Yep. Your moment. Bell chimed inside, and after a moment, Sylvia opened the door. She wore a pale blue blouse and white shorts that were short enough to be friendly. She was as beautiful as ever, with her soft blonde hair and clear blue eyes. It was starting to fall for her. Careful, I reminded myself. She's a client, and falling for a client is dangerous. Still, if only I knew how she felt for me. Anyway, now we have something we can do and question. We can question mostly about keywords and character names. At the moment, we do have some keywords, like MTC Corp. But that's not something that she knows about. Ditto, Gideon Enterprises. You have to spell correctly, and you do have to type out characters' full names. If I do this... Yes, it's been a little while, Tex. I just have this thing about men. But I think a man like you would be... settle me down. Maybe when this case is over, you and I could explore that possibility. Now we have the option to bribe and threaten, as well as further questions. But, let's ask about Carl Linsky, her father. He's happy at USF, and they already have that nav code, but that's the university. Then he took a leave of absence to do some consulting work, full personality change. He was in some sort of trouble because of this. I don't believe he committed suicide. Lost both my father and the insurance money. I'm gonna find out why. You need to look through his apartment. There's a number we don't have. It's at 4660. Alrighty. So, one of the things from what I understand, one of the things we can do to just end the game at any time is just tell her that it was indeed a suicide. Like that is one of the parameters of this game. Is she wants you to see if you can find anything, and she doesn't believe it's a suicide, but if you tell her it's a suicide, she'll absolutely believe you. She would prefer, of course, that you dig deeper, and basically the game ending of doing that, from what is, I don't remember exactly how to go about doing that. If you give her that, if you tell her, yeah, your dad killed himself, and walk away with the 10 grand, you basically get as bad of an ending as you would imagine. Tex just struggles to find the next case, because he done blew it with this one. And yeah. Let's see. Any other questions? Let's ask about John Richards, the medical examiner. I didn't think she would know about the medical examiner. Or Steve Clements, my only other lead. Okay, she knows something about him. He is the police detective in charge of the case. And finally, let's ask about Dolores. Dolores and her father had talked about getting married. I always felt that she seduced him by black magic, because there was no other way my father would have fallen for a woman like her. Don't have anything really else to ask her at the moment. I could ask. You're thinking I might have killed my father for the insurance money, or I could deny I could have used $1 million, but honestly, I believe my father was murdered. I'm entitled to the money. But if you investigate his death and you're convinced this is a suicide, I'll accept your findings. There we go. I don't think you'll know much about them. Heard the name, but I don't know much about them. Not very political. I think Law and Order is one of the political parties. How about Nexus? What the hell is Nexus? Tell me the password. Alright, I think we have a few more keywords. I'm pretty sure they mean nothing to her, like Overlord. And pass card. Alrighty. We've exhausted basically all we have to go on at the moment. So we just automatically go back into our car. Oops. Alright, let's enter a new nav code. What do you think, chat? Should we check out Carl Linsky's place of work or where he lived? I say this is a typing tutor on the grounds that it is a text parser. I'm just being cheap. Let's go to his house then. Beep. Autopilot our way there. Oh man, this is a ways away. She lived nowhere near her father. Like 75, roughly 75 miles closer to the coast. Yikes. Granted, with hover cars and stuff, I don't imagine it would be that bad. Yeah, it kind of looks like an Oldsmobile. You gotta remember this game was 1989. And, I think the only thing, a lot of the technology at that time, the only thing they really got right was some of the things that would be available. Some of them, like the ability to just have a phone built into your car. Fax machine, maybe not so much. I was just wondering, why is it going so slow? Okay. I think the game has a timer built into it. The right of the altitude, it's 000015. Three-story Queen Anne style home. Professor Karlinski has been well kept. Step inside and notice the quaint style of furniture and decor. The text is pretty close up against the side of the screen here. That is not my clipping or cropping of the game. That is how it is actually presented in the game. Okay. Oh. Sorry, I haven't actually messed around too much in this mode. Let's... Okay, so we can press, and when we're near something context sensitive, and press enter and it'll open this menu. Pardon? I forgot to turn down Telegram. Alrighty. Pardon? Alright, so you press enter near something. Looks like you press something to open up the context sensitive menu and use up and down to change what you're going to interact with, and then left and right to pick an option from the bottom. I want to know how this light switch tastes. Shockingly silly thing to do. Tongue looks like a burnt marshmallow. Turn the lights on and off. The visual difference is there's the orange cylinders like on the far left side and Tex's head. Turn it on and off. Justin sounds a bit demented, turning the cabinet on. Let's taste the cabinet. Obviously, you're not a gourmet. You can look at the switch. The light switch. Cannot move. Switch. Can't. We can try to pry it open, but no use. Okay. Check out the cabinet. Of course, it's fastened down. Cannot open the cabinet. Alrighty. Bookcase. Too awkwardly to carry around. It won't fit in the trunk. Well, this game is set in the far off, distant future of 2033. The most recent game, Tesla Effect, I believe takes place in 2050. Can't fit the we can't fit a bookcase in the trunk of our little hover Oldsmobile. Firm grip and tug as hard as I can, but Tex is not a strong man. He cannot move this bookcase. Bookcase is open though. I tell the bookcase my best nasty joke, but get no response. Tasting the bookcase doesn't reveal any clues, but I do get several large splinters in my tongue. I think what it wants us to do actually is check out the fax machine. How do I... Yeah, okay. Sleep well, Gadden. Have a good one. Checking the facts. I'm pretty sure this is what it wanted us to do. Dear Professor, looking forward to our date Saturday. Love, Sandra Larson. That's a new name. I'm gonna have to write that down. Making sure I did that correctly. Because as far as I'm aware, his fiance is Dolores Lightbody. Taste that message. Tastes like paper and ink. I'm just gonna take that. And now we can... Now something that I'm a little surprised at is most adventure games this era were modeled after Sierra Adventure. Tapped a direction. The character would just keep moving that direction unless you tapped again to stop them. This one you just move as soon as you start holding down a direction. There's a slight delay. Let's see what's in the cabinet. Oh hey. Books. Psychology textbook written by Karolinsky. Page is marked. Open that book. Combination to a safe. We are learning a mile a minute. You've been asleep a while, Zed. I would say about 14 years. If I recall, most of the United States in this setting is just wasteland. Mostly just the coasts survived. I don't know why, but as a result, the nuclear fallout has resulted in a lot of mutants. The setting. That is as what I could parse from what little information I have on this series. I'm gonna taste that key. Good chip my teeth. I'm gonna take the combination. Now, there doesn't seem to be a close option. Let's take a look at the paint. Antique landscape. People buy these at It is an antique lantern. Who the hell's heard of a blue sky? Don't have the tools or time to remove it. Oh, I was just going through the list. I guess that's where the safe is. I want to take the safe with me. Move it. You know what you're doing, even though you look like an idiot doing this. Oh. I I guess I am now 1,000 credits richer. I'm a I'm a detective. I didn't say I was a good or scrupulous one. Executive swivel chair. I'm just taking any keys I can find. The light cabinet is protected by a magnetic field. There's two slot screws partially hidden. Shut down the field if I had a slot screwdriver. So the case is the historical artifact, the Maltese fruitcake, carbon dated as the oldest fruitcake in existence. It dates back to 16th century Europe. Nobody wanted to eat it then either. Value is $4,000. Yeah. Fruitcake jokes. Still classy. And yeah, we do have a big collar. We got a nice big trench coat. Surprised he wears a. I guess I'm a little surprised that he wears a short trench coat, but then again, it's San Fran. It's not super cold. Long trench coats, I guess, just aren't. As he? I don't know. Oops. I probably should have saved before I came here. Well, time to cheese it. How do I leave? I'm gonna have to restart. That's okay. Speedrun strats. Let's see. Let's see if we got some information here. But yeah, it was probably a dumb idea to just touch a magnetic field. Let's see. Can you go a little faster, Tex? Um, let's see. Are there any other keys that do help? It is nice of them to at least include a timer. Let's see. Rotate. I suppose we can keep trying. Grade sheet for a one circle, Blaze Wiener. What is an E grade? I'm gonna have to remember that name, Blaze Wiener. Slip the tape in. In my head,
They're
dude.
in my head! They're in my head!
Oh, hey, actual voice clips. Still pretty rare at this time.
They're in my head! They're in my head!
Neat. Not sure what the function of that is. Well, I think we're on a dead man walking, assuming that the cops are gonna probably bust in our kneecaps if we not take all our stuff. Yeah. 1960s contempt. The bishop is missing. Get you for failing me. Miniature palm tree mutation is set in the corner. Not sure how we leave. We just go to the fax machine. Left. Get the let out text. Oh. Not quite. Well, we're out of time. Let's see what happens. Dang. Alrighty. Once more with feeling. Well, we know exactly what went wrong. And we do have information from Sylvia. I'm pretty sure this is a game where you can sequence break a little. Let's just punch in the nav code for... Let's just head right back to the apartment. Yes, for those who have been joining us, this game has a flight simulator built into it. It covers roughly the area of California and a bit of Nevada. You can fly around it manually, but it's entirely optional. Yeah, the skyline is just completely rad. We didn't have to go that far to his apartment. Yes, we, Oh, there's the actual facts that we're supposed to get. Here's the news article. The reason we're getting this, if you notice, it is from Vanessa. There is stuff out there. There's also some bounty hunting sites we can go and visit. But for the most part, it's just purely optional. There's really not too much pertinent to the adventure out there aside from what's at these landing sites and nav coordinates. And yeah, the bounty hunting is purely optional if you are short on cash and or looking for a challenge. From what the at least the manual says, the combat system is pretty simplistic. And the bounty hunts are supposed to be the hardest part of the game. Let's see. But yeah, this is basically detailing the supposed suicide. And we're lowering our altitude. But yeah, I just felt this was pretty wild that they put this entire flight simulator into this game. See the Golden Gate. One of the, well, I don't know which one's the Golden Gate and which one's one of the other ones. But in regards to the fact that we got a fax from Vanessa, we actually have a built-in video phone. And we can contact Vanessa.
Hello, Tex. Look for my fax.
And she'll send you faxes every so often. Who is Sandra Larson?
Look for my fax.
Who is Blaze Wiener?
There's nothing in our files.
I see. Yeah, I can't imagine replacing toner would be easy on a hover car. Especially for the fax machines that they would have in a cyberpunk setting. But yeah, we found out about a Blaze Wiener. He got an E grade in Carl Linsky's class. What a wiener! Alrighty, let's see.
Look for my fax.
Get a bit of John Richards. I'm gonna get a lot of faxes, aren't I? He is an E grade wiener. I'm just gonna exit the speeder for now. Here if there's a if yep, there it is. You have to be in the car. Well, this is to give an idea how old this game is. I think this is before most games used custom save name. Okay. Game saved on slot 0. Yeah, yeah, that is exactly what's happening. Granted, it's because you are specifically asking her to send you dossiers on these characters. But yeah, it's kind of funny that you're just saying, "Tell me about Karolinsky." Says, "Look at my facts. Did you get that thing I sent you?" Yeah. Let's turn on the light. And this is where we got the name Sandra Larson, was from the fax machine. We're gonna take that. Check out the bar. Why is there a shoebox in the bar? We'll open the shoebox. Papers. Aha. So now we're getting into. Okay, so yeah, these are just a bunch of different potential passwords for a thing called Nexus. It's actually one of the keywords we do have to start with of topics that the manual gives. As seen on this particular page, we know about Nexus. And it seems we now know some possible passwords for Nexus. We're going to take that paper. So Nexus is something we're going to need to do. Let's check out that whiskey. Half bottle of Jack. Not the classiest, but it gets the job done. I could taste, but I am on the job. I'm just going to take his whiskey. What's he going to do with it? He's dead. I believe we had to open the cabinet. Had to look at it to get the combination. Taking the combination. Taking the cabinet key. Back. Check out the painting. Also quaint. I do find it amusing. That is a weird place to put the rug. You'd think he'd put it under the coffee table. Or, like, under the desk or something. But he opted behind the sofa, I guess. I'm wondering if there's something under that. Really, now that you point that out. Because he's already got this secret safe. Another combo. And we're taking the money. We're gonna leave this place looking like a crime scene. Oh, no, I guess we could just... Guess you'll taste anything that doesn't taste you first. Alrighty. And we got a display case. Little desk. Get that. Okay, yeah, this is where we screwed up last time. We tried to just move it around. And of course the fruitcake gag. And yeah, that is definitely a strange place to put a rug. However, I'm going to go through. Whoops. I'm going to go through his trash now. Lease for a space. Bridgeview warehouse. Rented 10 months ago. Ready? Handwritten note to Dolores Lightbody. Dolores, I'm calling off our relationship off. Nothing to do with Sandra Larson. I just know there are other whales in the sky. I'm just gonna take these things. I'm not sure how deep Tex's pockets are, but I mean, he does have a snazzy trench coat. Open that drawer again. Yep. And this is where we got the name Blaze Wiener. Got a grade of an E. His name's circled. We're gonna have to ask about Blaze Wiener. He's an E grader. Let's do that video or that audio tape.
They're in my head! They're in my head!
I don't know why that's in here, but look at that again. Yep. So it looks like Linsky's got at least 2 enemies. Dolores Lightbody. Whoever sent that threatening note. Let's see. I don't know what move plant does. Doesn't see. Don't have what it takes to turn on a plant. I am not a gourmet. I cannot. The taste of a mutant miniature palm tree. Too gross. I think aside from the trophy case, I think this place might be tapped out. Yep. Let's just turn off the. Ow. I stuck my tongue in the. Alright, we've got a bunch of new information. You can go by his place. Oh, here comes all of our faxes. Oh god. Okay. That's where we are. Yes, it is. This is an FM. This is technically an FMV game. It's very limited. But okay, that is information I have. But yes, there was a lot of green screening in the game's production. I know the director himself shows up as one of the mutant characters. Don't know their name or anything. I've just seen a single screenshot of him and in another screenshot, the director. Okay, Sandra Larson. Got her address. I mentioned at the start of this, I don't know a ton about the series, just that it is very cyberpunk and I really dig it. Alrighty. Any more faxes? Oh, that looks like it was it. Alright, I think it's time to hit up Carl Linsky's place of work. First. Let's save. Alrighty. So, we have, we can check out where he worked. We can also check out the warehouse. We also have, we have 4 other leads to check into as well. Sandra Larson, John Richards, Dolores Lightbody, and Steve Clements. John Richards is the medical examiner. Dolores is the fiance that Carl broke off with. Steve Clements is the detective in charge of the case. No one's gonna put forth a suggestion. I'm thinking maybe his workplace is. Off to 4-6. This autopilot could. Flying in this game, while it's not terribly hard, finding the specific nav points is not something visually indicated. Only like a few sites are obnoxiously flashy. Also, we don't really know the exact coordinates, just the nav coordinates. Kind of begs the question, though. There's only 10,000 places that can have registered nav coordinates. Only 4 digits. I don't know if we're gonna see much of the car outside of the introduction. And the interior. Alrighty. Gonna save here. Let's. University of San Francisco. Instructor's offices at the small cubicles attached to the main classroom area. I walk down the corridor and find the door with Professor Linsky's. Try the door, but it's locked. I let my private detective all-purpose door opening kit quickly pop it open. Pretty sure that's a crowbar. Yeah, in the office, but it looks like no one has been here for quite some time. There are miscellaneous notes on the desk and textbooks in a bookcase. Examines the notes, but they don't strike me as important to the case. Additional 5 to 10 minutes of searching produces nothing I can use. Nothing else to see or do at this location. Alrighty. So that's a dead lead. Let's check out that warehouse. This one, I get a feeling I'm gonna need to save. If I know my warehouses in detective movies, it's usually where the bullets start to fly. Yep. Yeah, I think most of the game was comprised of, might have been comprised of this flight game engine, and because that's a heck of a way to just quickly cut a corner. From what I understand as well, this is the only game in the series to do this. Yep. Help. Help computer. Oh god, is this a first person shooter? I think this might be a faux first person shooter. We'll see. Oh no, it might be a side scroller. Okay, I remember. Dang. Okay, now I'm remembering how this worked. So, combat, the way it works. The goal is to get all the way to the right of the screen. We're not doing well. Dang. So, combat. Oh boy. Once more with feeling. Yes, the goal is to get to the right side, and enemies just infinitely spawn until you do. There are so many exploded bodies here. Yeah, if you crouch, you don't take damage, but you also can't shoot over obstacles. Yeah, it looks like if you're close enough to the side, they just stop spawning. So that's the combat system. Ooh, doggy. I stepped from the fog-shrouded street into the warehouse he rented. An old brick building located near the docks. The smell of the ocean has been absorbed into the wooden beams. The atmosphere is heavy and damp. The floor is cement, and every time I take a step, the whole area reverberates. It's dark inside, the only lighting being a panel of frosted glass windows up near the roofline. I can barely make out what appears to be a small area closed off from the rest of the building. I walk over and check it out. Oh boy. Forklift, a rat trap, and some crates. Old forklift in poor condition. Large rat trap that looks well used. Yeah, you want the cement floor is an important detail, I presume. Well, yeah, I don't imagine cement and concrete have been that much other than since the time of this game, cement has been upgraded to also include recycled glass. Beyond that, I don't think the technology has improved all that much. Um, shit. I don't know what I expected. I'm pretty sure it was this, but tried to grab the rat trap and it slammed shut on her finger, causing extreme pain. Yeah. Large crates sit on the floor. One crate is not even whole near the hole is small and appears to have been jaggedly. Take a deep breath and rethink that idea. I don't actually see where the hole is referring to. A large machine is called an alpha wave processor. That's cool. What's an alpha wave processor? I was gonna say, it looks like there's a little thing, battery. It is ammunition though. Gonna take it. Oh. I didn't see what the sprite corresponded to actually. Too awkward and carry around. It won't fit in the trunk. Apparently tasting the forklift is forbidden. Standard black file cap. Yeah, I'm words. 16-inch circulation. Fan hasn't worked in quite a while. Okay, the fan is just there. Using the key we found earlier, we just open up that filing. List of scientists that are working on Overlord. John Klaus, Reese Gribble, David Pope. Write those names down. I'm going to take this with me. Checking the ledger. Last deposit from MTC Corporation. Last check to Sonny Fletcher, private investigator. There's another. Sonny Fletcher. We also have MTC Corporation as a keyword. That's not something that written down. But he's someone to ask about MTC Corporation. Calendar. Picture of a farm. 2033. The date October 3rd, 2033 is circled. Word written above the date circled Doomsday. I believe it's supposed to be September? Yeah, I believe it's September because the funeral for Skizon is scheduled for the 24th. It's assumed is a few days off, if not a week from now. So we have until October 3rd to finish the game. I am going to write down Doomsday. I mean, I'm sure it sounds silly, but I'm using my knowledge of adventure games, being a little careful in that regard. Okay, looks like there is an important box here. This looks like a place we're going to need to come back to. Hal Davis. That is a name to look up. I need to check that again. Wait. I don't know if there's a way to get to Ori. Because I accidentally lost one of those names that I had just mentioned. Printer is now on. Can't believe you're doing this. Tasting the printer. Taste the computer. Yeah, sprite art's not bad. A lot of it is FMV. Like, this is from the dawn of the FMV era, and this game series spans all the way into dusk of the FMV era, which I think might have officially ended like in 2014. So, yeah, I should probably just crack open this printer and take the toner for my car. Oh, the fax machine. Professor, they're onto you. Suggest you disappear fast. Sonny Fletcher, okay. That was one of the names. I couldn't remember. Actually, I should probably take that. I don't know if. Yeah, Tex Murphy and the fax machine. This one, I'm kind of worried about turning it on because I get a feeling it's going to result in an adventure game death because something called an alpha wave processor that's in a shady part of town, in a shady warehouse, does not spell something that is going to be pleasant. Now, reaching inside the hole to open it further, a large black rat grabs hold of my finger. Shake furiously and finally lets go. Pull my hand out, small chunk of my forefinger is missing. Oh, poor Tex. If you've seen Tex from later games, he is not the most handsome, but certainly a rugged man. And yeah, I keep playing with the rats. I should probably stop. Yeah, actually, hold up. I don't know if there's a way to check. Okay, there's actually a second. Okay, I'm checking the manual real quick because I want to know if there's a way to get to. Sorry, pardon for a second. Hmm. Also, it does look like I don't know why they... Okay, I can check my inventory once. I'm taking this rat trap. A rat trap. What happens if I turn on the forklift? Nothing. Good to know. So how about this box down? I think we really looked over. Okay, it's just this set of items. Got it. Yeah. Alright. I think we're ready to leave. I don't think we can go any further left. As far as I'm aware, this game does not... I don't think has scrolling. Judging from, like, the combat screen, they could have made it a scroller. Didn't. Alrighty. Let's get the hell out of here. Okay, good. I don't have to fight my way back. Okay. Cool. Get those names that I lost. Gribble and David Pope. Okay, so... Saving. Profile. Okay. And as I mentioned before, something this game does that not a lot of click-and-point adventure games do is you can actually force yourself into a fail state by selling all of your items at the pawn shop. Yeah, I couldn't help. I really couldn't help that. Oh well. Anyway. But I can basically sell everything here in my inventory to the pawn shop. I can put myself into a fail state. I can also buy those things back if I have the money. But I think I'm okay for now. Alrighty. What about what I can ask? Ants.
Yes, Murphy?
Tell me about Blaze Wiener.
Make me an offer.
Ah, she is the one who,
No deal.
Okay. I think she's the one that, if you can't find information from, I think she's, if you cannot figure out...
What's up, Tex?
If you cannot figure out, about some particular information, go to her and buy the information. Or buy the next clue. Also, that rat trap is not slightly used. It is heavily used. They did mention in the description. It has seen a lot of use. I think this is the Widowmaker of rat traps.
Can't
Yeah.
help you there.
I think we asked that. Oh, Cal
I'll
Davis.
check it out. Can't help you there.
How can you not help me with Sonny Fletcher?
Can't help you there. I'll check it out.
I think Cal Davis was the one who was already dead.
I'll check it out.
I think it was John Klaus.
Can't help you there.
Yeah, okay, we don't know anything about John Klaus, but Maurice Gribble and David Pope. Alrighty. So far we've checked out his place of where he lived, checked out his wherever the heck it is he's doing these experiments. I think what's next is to check in perhaps with Sandra Larson or Dolores Lightbody. Not sure which woman he was chasing. That would yield more information. I'm assuming Dolores Lightbody. Oops. Here. Oh, we've already got faxes. Alrighty, here we go. Cal Davis, dead. Santa Barbara. 3720. He coincidentally had been a professor at University of California, Davis. Died of an overdose of cyanide 631. According to police, Detective Shirley Monroe. Put that name in. Santa Barbara police. Dr. Davis must have accidentally grabbed a flask instead of the Diet Coke sitting next to it. Diet Coke and cyanide have similar properties. And yeah, she does have body in the name. She's gotta be a crime spree. Main ingredient of cyanide is toxic and kills Mr. Davis within minutes. Close friend Aaron Sternwood. Sternwood. Can't believe it. He never drank poison before. You should try to be more careful. When I found him, he was gasping for breath. Mumbled some chest term. Then he was gone, said Sternwood. Funeral services are pending. So he died recently too. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's more of the... From what I understand of the series, it's got kind of a crap sack sense of humor. Kind of very Rocco's Modern Life or Daria-esque. Oh, we got another fax. David Pope, okay. Lives at 11 in Eureka. I'm trying to remember. Eureka, I think, like really close to the border of Nevada, but still California. Other facts. This is Gribble. Palm Springs. That's near LA. 231. Alrighty. We are getting lots of information here. So far, from what I can gather of the picture, Karolinsky has sounded like it could have been some shadowy person. Um, I mean, there are places that are still around in California. Oh, Eureka is actually northwest. Okay. Yeah. Eureka is very NorCal. Um, Palm Springs. Cursor is way too sensitive, by the way. Like in this ballpark region. And yeah, it goes all the way out to Vegas. Yeah, everything that's green on the map is places. I guess life has survived after the blast. Let's see. I already went to his. Yeah, we went to the university, so I think Blaze Wiener might be a red herring. Just to guess. Let's ask about Shirley Monroe, Aaron Sternwood.
What's up, Tex?
I know how to type, I swear.
Can't help you there. I'll check it out.
Okay, at least got one lead. Alrighty. I think so far our very first lead after Sylvia has, I think, yielded the most. But I think we should check in with Sylvia, see if she knows about these people. Or 421. Oh, more faxes. Keep asking for information. Oh, Smiley Monroe. It's really hard to. It's hard to read, but at least I have his info. Alright. Go autopilot. So far, I think we're doing alright. Yeah. Yes, after this particular entry in the series, it becomes a much more traditional point-and-click adventure. Um, the Also, I thought this was going to be way more text parser intent. Fortunately, it's just asking questions that requires typing in. So I've learned my lesson. Save before you go anywhere. Quick. Audio tape. This is Sonny Fletcher, judging from the titles. Also noticed there was a bishop missing from the chessboard. Not sure if that's sure that's gonna be a clue somehow. Okay. Nothing in our inventory of a whole lot of use. You already met her before. Sonny Fletcher. I remember him. They had a falling out over Dolores, apparently. Doesn't seem to recognize other. Hey, glad to see. Oof. That's well then. Had a laugh, but that's really mean. I suppose we should meet Dolores. Probably. Just the what I wanted. Don't know if Canada exists. I don't know the setting too well beyond like the map. That apparently there's been a lot of atomic shenanigans, supposedly. I'm sure we'll get more world building in the later games. This one we only get a glimpse of this cyberpunk. Ah, hell. Here we go again on another long flight. The landing pads only flicker if you put the nav coordinates go to the spots. Also, we haven't actually gone to any of the police yet. That's something we should probably look into. Yeah, I've done that. Who knows how many times? Just fly clear across California. When you finally get there, just forget why I left the house. Too real of a feeling. Alrighty. We haven't really gotten a lot of new information. Changes. Save. The fax machine is shown as being. Fax machine is shown as being roughly at the top of the like above the rearview mirror. Miller's light body lives in a well-kept Victorian house in a neighborhood filled with the houses of attorneys and bankers. Walk up to the front door and ring the bell. She answers the door. This light body is not what I expected. It is the face of a saint. Saint Bernard. That's really mean, Tex. But yeah, she's definitely a fairly large frame. They had a lot of fun with makeup in the production of. Howdy. My fiance is quite upset lately. I believe this is a recurring character. I think she shows up in one of the later games. I don't know if it's the radiation or if it's the, all of the weird chemical food that they have in the future. Worried about the project he was working on. We wouldn't talk about it in specifics. Carl lived, but he didn't work there. He had a lab somewhere in the city. Work must have been for the government because everything was top secret. You heard anything about Overlord? Carl and John Klaus were partners once. Dating John at the time, but met Carl, fell head over heels and over the little cute. Told John he flew into a rage and vowed never to work with Carl again. And from time to time, but lately he's been acting very strange. Believes he's in danger. Hiding out in Reno, Nevada right now. Okay, cool. Oof, pardon. Tell me about Blaze Wiener. Damn. Yep, we're gonna take a road trip to Small Vegas. I suppose I'm a detective. I gotta hit the really sensitive subjects. Actually, let's ask about Sylvia. Actually, Sylvia and I never got along very well. Father died. She was quite upset. More upset when she talked to Peter Dull, insurance agent. And the insurance company would not pay dollars because her father's death was declared a suicide. That was John Dull. Thank God this isn't Adventures. Peter Dull. Okay. Alrighty. Getting a lot of codes here. Started with 5 and now we're up to close to a dozen. Alrighty. What else? As I recall, she didn't know about Miley Monroe. Hasn't heard of Law and Order. Texas. Carl had taken a life insurance policy out several months ago. Worried about his health and wanted to leave his daughter something. Time to ask about Sandra Larson. No good tramp who tried to steal a car from me. That face, though. Thank you for your time. Let's check out Sandra Larson. I'm really not going in any particular order here. I'm just kind of whimsy. It's not that far away. Not sure what our altitude is measured in. So I'm assuming our distance is measured in miles, not meters. I'm gonna guess altitude, probably feet. So if that was meters, we'd be space. But not, it's pretty close to it. Yeah, it's pretty cool that you actually have to keep track of notes and stuff for this game. It really does not keep track of anything for you. Is that a laser disc in the top right? That's pretty cool. But yeah, the fax machine is supposed to be directly up at the top. The top center. Not sure where the video phone is, but I don't see anything in here super resembles it. On the I don't see anything that resembles it on the dash. Let's hop out. Hear the same. Oh boy. Local pub. Extremely attractive woman in her late 20s. See why Lenski started to date her. Big guys, nude freaks. Totally awesome. Sex. Tell me about Carl. John Klaus. Yeah. I don't know if this would be enough to get me demonetized. That's a pretty good band name. I haven't really found a need to bribe or threaten anyone yet, but so far everybody's been pretty forthcoming with information. I'm sure you've got to know about Blaze Wiener. Damn. Um. Hmm. Does not seem to know much. Gotta ask everybody about Blaze Wiener. He's crucial to the case. So this seems like a bit of a dead end. But at least we met a character. I think the next person we should probably check. Maybe we should check out Smiley Monroe. We should probably start talking with other detective cops. Also, it occurs to me I could probably get information on Sonny Fletcher from Lee. Vanessa could get this info. Enhance.
What do you need, Murphy? What's it worth?
How's 1,000?
Look for my facts.
Thank you. Okay, it actually gives a time based on the little clock. Head out towards Smiley Monroe. Here in the time it'll... Holy... Oh, right. Smiley Monroe is a ways out. Santa Barbara is like 3/4 of the way towards they go from LA. If I remember right. Or in LA. Forget, I'm bad at geography. The fact that it's like 250 miles away leads me to believe it's in the LA and San Diego-ish area. I would be shocked if there's no taco stands in California at this point. There should be tons of taco stands. California is known for some of the best taco stands. Along with, I believe it's Texas, Arizona? There's a few small towns between LA and San Fran. I know at least one person from... I can never remember the name of the town. You're pretty good, I think... Oh, here's our facts. Tell us about Sonny Fletcher. Rundown apartment. Alrighty. Finally. Here in Sternwood, we need to get from Smiley. John Richards is 4670. Clement. Did them. We visited the Lord. He gave us Peter Dull. Man, some of these flights. I think the thing that's just stressing me the most about this dash is I don't see the air conditioning. I would not put that past her. She probably did have to run to the fax machine. Let's hop out of our speeder. We've seen this background a few times. This is the second or third I think this is the third location we see background. The Barber Police Station is in a state of transition, getting ready to move to a new facility, and the place is a disorganized mess. Step into Detective Monroe's office, sitting behind his desk. No need to wonder how he got the nickname Smiley. With a big, stupid grin on his face. Holy, that looks like, I want to say Pat Sajak? He looks like a game show host. I don't think you know anything about Carl Linsky. Yeah, that's what. How about some of Aaron's Aaron Wood? I don't know what a good bribe is in this era. He hangs out, literally, at the beach. He's not a pretty sight. I'm concerned. Now then, tell me what we all need to know. Tell me about Blaze Wiener. Damn. I think if there's a threaten or bribe option, that is a way of getting more information. You don't really need Smiley for anything else at the moment. But let's try some of our keywords, actually. Okay, that's what I figured. Sorry to waste your time, Smiley, but you did get paid for it, so. Alrighty. Let's see. I guess we should check out Aaron Sternwood since we just got his position. Pardon, my friend. All the way back to San. Yeah, 202 miles. 203 miles, basically. So, let's see what we know so far about the case. Karlinski was murdered, as was one of his co-workers, who supposedly accidentally drank cyanide, which seems a bit incorrect. There's a list of co-conspirators that worked on some sort of project called Nexus Overlord. They are trying to figure out the password to this. Supposedly, it has to do with something to do with a doomsday of some sort of proportions. We have a machine that we have yet to test. All we know is the police did not look to this. Definitely the limits about that, as well as John Richards about the medical status. Sonny Fletcher was a detective hired by Carl Linsky. Yeah. Don't know if it's necessarily more bombs. You just know it's something that is very dangerous, and yeah. The fact that it is called Overlord or Nexus makes me think it has something to do with. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say some sort of just outright mind control. Pardon for that flashing, those flashing colors. Let's hop out. Let's check out. This is Aaron Sternwood. This could be the world's first beach for ugly people. Skinny guy walks by with so many varicose veins he could double as a road map. But Aaron Sternwood, the last person to see Cal Davis alive. Fat, balding, and about 45. Well, hi there. Cal Davis. Good friend of mine. Going out that night, and I was supposed to meet him at the house. When I got there, I rang the bell, but no one answered. Found him in his lab, had his hands around his neck, and he mumbled, "Checkmate." I have no idea what he meant by that. Police think he accidentally poisoned himself, but I can't believe it. He's always very careful around his chemicals. Hmm. Finally works in Palo Alto. Watch out for him, he's a slippery SOB. Dang. Yet another person who doesn't know about Blaze Wiener. We're never going anywhere with this case on Blaze Wiener. Alrighty. Tell me about yourself. Pretty easy going. It's because I'm too heavy to run and too fat to fight. That's a smile. What a handsome smile. Out of Okay. Oh. He had a passcode for his next computer. He surprised he had anything to do with that. Or that he knows anything. Well, I think the next place to go from here is we check out Cal Davis. Been running for a while though. Figure we'll go maybe another 15 minutes. Already checked out a few not super useful folks to talk to so far, but they've opened up other avenues. Oh my god, back to freaking LA. I don't have to manually fly all this. Yeah, that sounds about right for animators. LA is the city that I appreciate it and all, but I'd rather live elsewhere. Unfortunately, the business demands otherwise. Apparently, voiceover, I have to be established if I want to move away from LA. And even then, it's mostly just the folk. It would be hard to drum up new clients. Just folks who already know me. I could always go to Texas or Toronto for anime. Anime pays peanuts. It's a silly city, but it's got a lot of stuff to see too, and a lot of good food to try out. You can typically throw a dart at a map of Los Angeles, find at least 3 or 4 high-end places to. Yeah. Oh god. Exit the speeder. Al Davis's home near Santa Barbara must be over 100 years old. There is still police tape across the entryway. Somebody must have left the cooling system on because the air is chilled and damp. Walk down a hallway and up a flight of stairs to a large open. This is what I'm looking for. To the room the burglar alarm sounds. 10 minutes to shut it off before the get here. Great. Yep. I think open. Ape with wild eyes, dude. Great, and there's a video camera. Oh man, coming here was a real bad idea. Walk across this chalk outline. Oh no, nobody's been feeding the rats. Huh. We needed that slot screwdriver for another thing. Where the hell is the burglar? Control of primate behavior through microchip technology. Real bit tastes like gorilla skin. Not sure where the burglar system is that wants me to do something. Taking the can of Coke. Probably really flat by now. Hazardous chemical. Excess. Oh hey. That is something I wanted. See if we can't figure out this. Well, I would normally be up for tasting a dead rat. Now's not the time. Not sure how to disable the burglars. Room? I should taste it. Maybe I will. Look like we're going anywhere. feel like that drill is useful for a reason, but I don't know what. Can't you think of something better to do? Tastes better. Tastes better than bag of vomit. That's about all you can. Basically, it's out of reach. How much I got the can. Hmm. Well, I suppose I should do the, I should do the stupid thing. Turn the switch on. It opens the cage. It brushes out and uses you like a rubber ball, throwing you to and fro about the room. The end. I had to figure that would result in a death. Alrighty. I think that's a good place to stop for now. But, yeah, we know, Cal Davis is here. There's a bunch of stuff that we could really use, but, the burglar alarm goes off instantly. You're probably gonna need to figure some way around that. We know that there is some sort of project these scientists were working on, slowly being kicked off. And yeah, I think we did pretty good work today. The chat window, stylized chat window doesn't show all the same. I think that's going to be all for tonight. Thank everybody for coming. Been a pleasure. I'll see you next time, which might be maybe tomorrow, maybe a day or two from now. Have a good one.